How much confidence does it give you to have Chapman back, and what was your take on how he was used in the postseason?
It gives me a lot of confidence in having him back. And, you know, the way he was used in the postseason, you know, he logged a lot of innings. He has a World Series ring, you know, because of that, and he was a big part of that. Our rules won't really change with the way we manage our bullpen here. We've kind of stuck to those rules, and I'll see where he's at in spring training, and if we have to go a little bit slower, we'll go a little bit slower because it was an extra month to the season. But we'll manage him very similar to the way we managed him last year.
Hokie, can you just pass it over to George?
Joe, this is Betances' first trip to arbitration. Do you think that'll affect him, and if so, would you talk to him?
If I feel that it does affect him, I will talk to him. Obviously, this is the part of the game that somewhat becomes public and sometimes can be frustrating for both sides. But you have to be able to move on. And you know, when you sign up for this game, it becomes not only a game that you love and that you fight and do everything you can to win, it's also a business, and you have to balance that. And you know, once he gets through his arbitration case, you know, we're going to have to put that business behind and move on and focus on the game. And sometimes it takes players a little bit of time. Sometimes there can be hard feelings, but that's something we'll have to deal with.
Over to your right, Joel.
Joe, I'm wondering about how you balance, if you and your staff, say, determine someone like Judge or even Bird or in the rotation Sessa, Severino, we think they're going to be really good, but there's going to be 300 terrible at-bats that they need, or 10 starts, when you are trying to still win and do both. What takes priority to you? Like, do you say, hey, we got to get through this because this is the normal gestation, or do you say, nope, we've got to win?
No, the first goal is win. We're here to win. That's why we're here in spring training. That's why, you know, you go out and sign a Aroldis Chapman, a Matt Holliday. That's why you do it, because we're here to win. Now, are there some growing pain that players go through? Yes. But there's players that have 5 years experience, 8 years experience, can get off to a slow start, and you manage through it. They can get off to a bad first half. Sometimes as a younger player, you have a little bit shorter of a leash. You don't get a first half. So I think you have to determine, is it a slow start or do they need more seasoning? And that's something that, you know, that we're going to have to deal with probably in some situations this year. You know, hopefully you don't. Hopefully every decision, you know, that we're looking at, whether it's right field, first base, they all iron themselves out and they go on and have really successful careers, but that's usually not the case. And you have to make that decision, and there's a fine line. And you make the best decision you can.
Joe, in the back.
Back right, Joe.
You mentioned that open competition, you have the final 2 spots in your starting rotation. Where does a guy like Adam Warren fit in that competition? In
that competition, he's in it. He will start games in spring training. And, you know, he started, I don't know, 3 months maybe for us a few years ago and was really pretty good at it and really had a pretty decent season. So we will build him up as a starter and see where he's at compared to the other guys and go from there.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
What's your expectation of Tanaka this season? And the second question is, last spring you waited until the very end to decide the opening starter. Watching what he has done last year, does it change your decision-making process?
Yeah, our plans is for him to be the opening day starter. You know, you got to see where he's at, but I don't really see him being not our opening day starter, unless something was to arise that I wasn't expecting. But you know, he's been the guy that's made the starts, and it's kind of our plan.
Did you tell him about it?
No, I mean, but you know. I mean, we will have a discussion that we will try to set up our rotation, and I haven't seen him personally. I mean, Larry's talked to him about it. Larry and I have talked about it, but that's our plans.
Thank you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Joe, you touched on it earlier talking about the Sanchez's and the Judges. How about this next wave of talent that Yankee fans are so excited about? Guys that came in trades, for instance, last season. How impressed have you been by what you've seen even in this early going about what some of these guys are bringing to the table?
I'm really excited, and I'm excited at them to see them in the situations up here with our veteran players, because there's going to be a lot of opportunity for them to play, because there's some guys going to WBC that we will lose, and there will be a spot open where they're going to get a chance to play more. So I'm really excited because you know, we can watch them in a sense on our video feeds that we get from the minor league ballparks, but it's different seeing them in person. And you have one camera angle, and sometimes the video isn't the best just because you only have the one angle. So I'm excited to see all these guys. And I think our organization is very deep. I think there are players arriving now, and I think there are players coming, and that's a good thing.
Andrew.
Joe, what is your opinion? What happened to Betances at the end of last year in terms of?
Oh, you know, it's a new role. There's a lot of different things that could have come up. I have the utmost confidence in him. He is not a worry of mine one bit. Obviously, he is a player that is planning on going to the WBC. So he will get ready in that case, and we'll make sure that he's ready for that. But I don't know. I feel pretty good whenever he goes out there.